Welcome back. It's week 10. It's the second long weekend in a row. You've just, some of you probably still yet to, submitted your 30% solo project, and now we have one 30% item and an exam to go before the subject's done and dusted. Now, first thing I need to cover this week is there's no set readings. So I had a choice between throwing a whole lot of PowerPoint and PDF files up on Waddle or giving you a week free of readings so you could, say, move straight into work on the group assignment. Second thing is that this is the qualitative analysis week, so there's parts of the data set, the open-ended questions, open 1 to 6 in the full data set file that you'll be looking at to analyse. There's a Word document with what we'd probably describe as pre-clustered qualitative analysis for you to work with. And there's a couple of things that we'll be showing off in the tutorials that basically make use of available resources, like we're going to run a couple of word clouds and use a couple of other online freely available techniques to give you a way of viewing your qualitative data and doing a little bit of interpretation. Now, the big thing I want to talk about this week is the group assignment. If you've started to panic about it, that's okay, it's fine. If you want this to be the terrifying, scary bit of the subject, alright, you can have a terrifying, scary bit of the subject. I don't know why you want that, but if you do, you can use this. But here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to point out to you that the group assignment, to start with, was first announced to you week 2, week 3 of semester. Secondly, I'd like to point out that I have a certain teaching style that I use, which basically means that in order for me to assess you on a task, I have to have taught you something about that task. Now, we've landed in week 10 with you with a 30%, 3,000 word project yet to go, which means I've had 9 weeks to lay out some groundwork, set things in play, get some training underway, and get you in a position that you can do this inside the 2-week window that's left. This is the plan. This is how it's going to work. Your task with the market research group assignment is going to be about the analysis and the interpretation of the results. The points that you are going to score in this assignment will come from how you use the insight and information derived from the PWX dataset in order to answer your questions. And basically what this means is all of the marketing you have previously studied, all of the marketing theory, those of you who've done strategy, those of you who've done intro, consumer behavior, all of the other marketing training that you've had, and I know you had to have had intro, will be available for you to draw on and use. Similarly, because I know you have done Stat 188 or its kin, I don't have to teach you statistics. Better yet, I don't even have to assess you on statistics. I just have to assess you as marketing students on how you deal with a marketing project. So what's going to happen with the group assignment is you're going to get points for how you use the information, how you apply the information, and how you answer the questions. You have 6 questions. I'm going to prep another document like I did for solo. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get you to stop worrying about the numbers. I am going to prep 2 supporting pieces. One will be about the assignment, and one will be, here's a bunch of things to go do with the data. And that's your SPSS training for the course, because I did want you to learn SPSS. Now, the thing that I will also point out to you on this is, since it's a time frame and it's a narrow window of opportunity, you're going to have to put some work in, but it's going to be a sprint. This is not a long distance haul, this is a sprint. Because it's a sprint and we know it's a sprint, we're going to assess it as a sprint. We're not going to be looking for your endurance and duration, we're going to be looking for speed. So I'll also offer two other things to go with this assessment task. Item number one is you can make it pretty. No restrictions on use of tables, diagrams, images. If you want a table of contents, if you want an executive summary, if you want an introduction and you want a conclusion, you can have them. TOCs, executive summaries, won't count towards the word count. The rule on appendix still stands. No appendices. No, you don't get to use them. The reason you do not get to use the appendices in the group assignment is that there will be someone who'll decide that the best appendix they could possibly supply would be a long stream of SPSS output pages, which I would have to look at, and they're really boring, and I don't want to mark that. I want to mark something interesting. So, appendices, no. Prettiness, yes. Second thing is PowerPoint. You can submit as a PDF, so you can have all the layout, art and design and everything else you want in the world if it makes you feel better. Third thing is, because it is the last assessment task that you'll be doing for me, we will switch the requirement, how we do our feedback. You'll get less feedback on the group assignment because, frankly, the exam doesn't look like the group assignment, so really all we will be doing is telling you how well, you'll get your criteria sheets, but we'll basically be looking at this going, we want to turn around your mark quickly and we want to give you something back so you know how well you did, but we're not going to go for the big depth responses that we did in the tutorial kits. The tute kits were your big training ground. Tute kit 2 was also your training ground for this assessment task. And final thing is, those of you who desperately wanted to be able to do a literature review in solo assignment, you can do a literature review in the group assignment. There's a question for it. So the whole thing about this paper is, now from here to its due date, I know it's a short time frame. You know it's a short time frame. I am interested and assessing how well you react under pressure to a short deadline, to specification and instruction. I know the time frame, I'm judging it accordingly. So if everybody could just have this thought in their head as they go up and deal and start work on this assignment, that is, just be thinking to yourself, I've got this one. Walk in there, when you're getting to do this, walk in thinking, yep, I got this, I can do this. You train for it, you prep for it, you're about to get an instruction set to give you more guidance, but go in with a smile, go in trusting yourself to be able to deliver, go in believing in yourself, it'll get done quicker, it'll be done faster. The only thing I will request is, please, for your own sake, do not start the analysis on the morning of the assignment being due. Knock the analysis out this week. Get it done so you've got time to read the results. Look at the results and say, well, what do they mean? And the final point, you know how I've been hammering you about how you can't use direct quotes and you can't use direct quotes? Guess what? You still can't use direct quotes. Because in this assignment, there is a specific task that a direct quote will undertake, and that is in the qualitative reporting of qualitative research. Direct quotes now have their own particular and specific function inside this assessment. And the other thing, in terms of reporting your analysis and reporting your the results, there are specific reporting structures that you will be instructed in the art of using and be told to use, because there is little more boring than a copied and pasted set of analysis results from SPSS, because basically direct quotes from a data set, and well, you're not allowed to use direct quotes. So everybody, we're in week 10. We've got 3 weeks, 2 assessment tasks. We're at 50%. We will be at 80% by the time we hit the end of week 13. This is market research. There are no monsters. There are no tricks. There are no traps. There is nothing horrible waiting for you. There is some serious fun to be had in the next fortnight with playing with this data set and being a marketer. It's a simulation exercise on the actual fun and joy of going, hey, information, results, knowledge, outcome, I can make stuff. Think of it like playing with a giant Lego kit made of numbers. But just have some fun, have some confidence, get in there and get this thing done. Start now, start early, get in there. Don't leave it to the last minute, because leaving it to the last minute means that you're not having as much fun as you could have because you haven't spent as much time enjoying it. So get in early, have fun. And see you Friday. And in the probably numerous video updates that will come over the course of this week.